Hey, we're live. Cool. I think anyways. Okay, sweet. Um, tonight I'm gonna jump right into it, right away. I'm not gonna take too much time on anything or on delaying. So the first thing I'm gonna work on this evening is I had an idea for basically a like a juggernaut perk for the perks mod, where your damage against walls will be affected, and like smashing will be affected by your total armor. And so that's a pretty novel idea. But to get that all working, going to need to use, or I'm going to need a new function for math because I'm going to need to query the player's armor uh, on specific body parts of a specific type and get that number and then do math with it. And so we don't have anything for that, and so I am going to make that. I'm going to pull up. I wrote one of these, like a math function, last week, and so I'm just going to use that kind of as a reference. Um, 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 let's see. All right, so math parser dot h is where we're starting. Or sorry, math parser diag. And so we've got this collection. This is where those where the full list of explicit math functions is defined. And so I want to I'm going to just have an accessor here where you're not going to be able to set people's damage and stuff. You can only do that, and so I'm gonna add one. And so these little letters here are the scope. G is global, so it's not tied to an NPC. U is U, N is an NPC. And so it'll be U and N, since U or an NPC can be queried for this. The number of or this number is the number of wow words. The number of inputs to the function. So I think it's 2 for this. And then the function itself will be. I don't know. Armor eval. Let's call it that. And then I'm going to need to increase this number because that's the count for how many of these there are. And so we've got this new armor eval, and so I'm going to need to actually make one. And so I'm just going to copy the definition for options eval up here because I can. And that looks correct. And so now I'm just going to go to the definition of options eval. And yep, I'm just going to go to the definition here. I'm going to copy that as well. And I'm going to change it, but I could start there. Armor eval. And we don't scope, or yes, we do. We do care about the scope because that is like if it's the player or an NPC, or you or an NPC, because technically it could both could be an NPC or something. Anyways, doesn't matter. So we're going to do the So I think I want type. Then I want BPID. So body part ID for the specifics of what armored piece do you want. I guess it should be sub body part ID because that makes more sense. Um, and so, I guess we should also include this because we need to know if it's the beta or the alpha talker. Then we could go. So I want to return the value. So we'll just put 0 here for now so it doesn't error out. And so now I need to actually just do out the logic. That's all the infrastructure stuff. And so now it's just a question of what specifics need to be done. And so, go dot actor beta. Oh, right. I would need to actually include the dialog. So okay, right. And so now I need to actually add a talker accessor for this. So yeah, because the idea is there's different types of these. So like monsters are different from NPCs versus players, etc. They all have different versions of things, and so I basically need to define a inline version of or just like a kind of an abstract, and then I can extend that for the player slash characters because this doesn't like armor. I guess I can include for monsters and items, but probably not with body parts specified, right? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to do just um, a talker thing that supports uh, uh, yeah, the thing. Though I guess I can probably just do get character. That would be much easier if that works. Oh, okay. Then I'm not gonna have to extend this. I can just grab their character. That'll fail uh, for some types of people, but that's okay. This is a pointer, isn't it? Character pointer, C. I'm gonna make it a const because why not? And I'm gonna make sure that C exists because it might actually fail. So if we do have the character pointer, then we're going to go. we want as NPC. Yeah, that's actually what I want. And then we check if C exists. So if it casts successfully, I want to go. Okay, ooh, that's actually what I can do. That makes way more sense. Because I'm trying to find like all of their defense on that limb to the type, and so I can just do a comically large number and then figure out what the difference is. And that way I don't have to worry about hard coding anything. And so I'm going to not cast this. So this is the finicky part of it, is like actually doing the code bit here, but that's okay. Still gonna do this. I don't know if it can fail to cast, but I don't really want to worry about it. Armor absorb. We want a how do I do this for the body part? It's the body part map does it. The body graph. Just gonna steal some code instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. What I do? So. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. That's okay. Um, is yeah. Yeah, I can do it that way. Okay, so that makes sense. This over here. Yeah, this is an outfit. Um, well, while I'm working on this stuff, we're gonna add a new function called get total protection. Because apparently that just doesn't exist. I'm gonna add some stuff to it. To just let me kind of do this in a more simple way. This is getting a little infrastructure-y and boring, but yeah. Here. So get total protection, and to do this, I need. Oh no, this is what I want. There, that already exists. Okay. That is exactly what I want. Very funny that that was just there waiting for me. Um, this back over. So warn dot damage resist. And so our damage type is and oh, this is just for body part. Is that okay? Um, yeah, I'll say that that's okay for now. We'll just do this with just body parts for the second. PID. Then not to self. And I think we just return that. Oh, and we'll keep that return 0 in there. And I'm going to just make sure that that is what I want. So it's the item worn. If it covers the body part, then return the resist to the damage type. Um, yeah, okay. I think that works. Or it'll be good enough. If not working exactly the way I would want. So with that, I can just hit compile, and this might make me choppy, but hopefully it shouldn't be a long compile, and I'll be back. I guess I'll explain quickly here. While this is compiling, I'm just going to be working on some stuff related to the perks mod. I'm just going to be cleaning up and organizing some things that were a little bit up in the air still, and then I'll come back and actually write this once the compile's done, or I'll make use of this when the compile's done. I'm also going to add documentation while I'm compiling. So, but it'll be silent because doing this makes me a robot. Hey, Cryptic. Yeah. So I'm compiling right now, which is why I was muted because it's very choppy when I'm compiling and try and talk. I sound like a robot. So the I use Visual Studio Code for all the JSON in the game. But I do, because it's easier, just use Visual Studio for compiling. It's the version that has the most support, or I guess for Windows is the C++ solution that has the most support. And so if you do want to get an environment set up and you're not super comfortable with a lot of the nitty gritty stuff, or just don't want to be bothered, I would recommend Visual Studio. I can actually pull up. We do have documentation. The documentation is with the rest of the documentation for the game. So there is compiling. And so I believe it's VSVCPKG. And so this is the guide for setting up Visual Studio. There's a couple of things that you need to add to your system to make it all work. But generally, it does just kind of work out of the box. I've had to redo it a couple of times. It's been easy each time. And so I would say, though it is possible, I would not recommend trying to get the whole system working with Visual Studio Code. It's a bit of a an inconvenient. Well, it's just a lot of work. And there's a bunch of different ways to do it, which is the other problem. And so everyone that you would ask for help is going to kind of do things a little bit different. And so that might cause you some issues too, right? Depending on like what they're and how they're emulating. Like they might be using Cygwin or MSys, or they might be using Linux or WSL, I think is the acronym for Windows Linux subsystem, WLS maybe. Anyways, there's lots of ways to do it with Visual Studio Code, and so you're going to get a lot of conflicting information. Whereas there's really only one way to set it up with Visual Studio. You just download all the prerequisites, you open up the project, and then you hit compile. So that would be my recommendation to you. Would be to not go, to not overthink it. Just grab the just do Visual Studio, and the using both is a fine workflow, in my opinion. Um, yeah, and the other thing too is like so Visual Studio Code has a lot of like power in plugins and stuff, which can be great if you're an expert, if you've got really specific preferences, that sort of thing. But that also means it can be harder to configure out of the box. Whereas in Visual Studio itself, you're already going to have all that smart sense info, all those details, and so you'll be able to just track around info throughout the code, easy peasy, and it's going to be smart enough to know anything that you would need it to on the fly to make that as easy as possible. So I would say that would be my recommendation, anyways. When I hit compile here and start, and I might talk a bit more, but it'll probably be robot-y. Okay, I haven't been talking. I might be a little robotic right now because I've been compiling, but I just finished up what I was working on for cleaning up the perk spawn stuff. And so once this compile finishes up here in a second, oh, which it just did. So now I'm gonna actually work on the thing that I started this out with. And so as a recap, what I was working on was I've added an armor eval function to our math parser. And so I added some documentation, which I can pull up here. I'll open up a preview and markdown because it's a little prettier. Armor. And so we've got this armor function that hopefully, assuming I coded it all correctly, will take a damage type and a body part and will give you return the protection you have on that body part for that damage type. The intent with this is I'm going to add a perk that kind of works like the Juggernaut or something from X-Men. So like this idea of being like super heavily armored and being able to just like blow through walls and stuff. And so the idea is you're going to be able to uh, use this armor value to bash through walls and stuff. And so I am going to. And so just see. So I'm going to add another perk down here. It's going to be called perk Jugg. Unstoppable force. I think there's two P's of unstoppable. Sure, that's right. I'll do a description in a little bit here. We're gonna just work on some. We're gonna try and get this up in its legs to start. It's a perk. As far as enchantments go, it's gonna always give you. And I don't think I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna add a specific enchantment to just modify your bash damage, for like smashing walls and doors and safes and stuff. But for now, just to try it out because it could be fun. It's going to be um what am I looking for? Magic. Magic is what I'm looking for. And so we've got I think why? Okay, so maybe we don't have uh bonus damage from things. That sucks. Because I thought we did. Um, do these not? I not use these? Modify damage dealt with enchantments. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work. Yeah, I don't see any reason why this doesn't work, even though it's saying in here that it doesn't. That seems like a lie to me, and so I'm just going to try it and hope that it um isn't going to be broken. And so this is something that I've never done before. I want to basically in here do math. I think I can, but I'm not sure on the exact syntax. So let's see if I can find. Hey, that works. Cool. So I'm gonna steal this here. Make this, whoops, more readable. Oh, right. I need to wrap this in. Braces. I'm gonna, whoops, very quickly. Hey, how's it going? Um, John is someone else that works on the game. They have a I can do it. Okay, good. That's kind of what I thought I'd seen before, but uh, okay, cool, cool. That's good. Uh, but yeah, uh, John's a great contributor to the game as well as doing like art, a bunch of cool stuff. They have a boss fight up, PR'd right now that at some point I desperately need to review and add some item rewards for, which are already done. I just need to get around to PRing them. But yeah, so shout out to them. Um, what does my math look like? I think it's just. So we'll do math, armor. It's just, I don't know if this is the ID. Lowercase. It is lowercase. So bash, comma. Then I think these are also lowercase, but let me check. Just on. Looking for torso. Torso. I think that's it. I might have to like put a multiplier on this or something, but I don't really care to right now. Uh, so let's give it a shot. So get this. So I think that's good. And so now I just need to add a menu entry for it. And so that's not hard. I can just go where to make this one of the cool ones. This seems powerful as is. So I'm looking for Frankenstein here. This Frankenstein is what I want to copy. So, whoops, no, sorry. Frankenstein is what I want to copy. And we want to swap this to Jugg. So, no. For now. And gonna save that. I think I'm good. I'm just gonna try it. Why not? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, shoot. I can fix that. Oh, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of errors because I was like modifying all of this stuff blind the last time. It's like not related to even what I'm doing right now. It's because I'm on a branch with a bunch of changes. Because I'm rewriting huge chunks of of the uh of the perks mod. Cortices, JSON 14. That doesn't look like. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's try again. Hey, hey. Um. Oh, I'm gonna have to restart because I'm gonna get unvisited otherwise. Hopefully that's the only error from the last time I was working on this, and I kind of just did it all quick. But yeah, I've been migrating all of the perks stuff, like all the internal logic, which is in here, um, and like all the config menu and stuff to use math instead of arithmetic. Arithmetic was our old stuff, and math is a lot more readable. And so scope G is not valid for download function. Oh, right. That's progress, so that's good. Um, um, yeah, thank you. I can fix that. Easy peasy. Uh, Perks, armor bash, so it would be you, armor bash, I believe. Because I do need to specify if it's for you or the NPC in the EOC interaction. This is looking promising. All right. Ignore my naked debug, man. Let me spawn myself a baseball bat. I'm gonna wield it. Then I'm going to spawn a standard zombie. Actually, hold on, quarter. I'm gonna spawn myself a set of case hardened heavy plate armor. That looks right. That's about as heavy as it gets. Not to worry about the discomfort. Spawn a monster. Looking for just a standard zombie. Oh, my all debugged. Okay, invisibility and invincibility are fine. 16, 7, 13, 15. Okay, so in that range, I'm gonna go to the do I have okay. I don't have a playstyle perk available, so I'm gonna actually. Is there an easy way for me to do this? I'm gonna have to add an ESC for this. I haven't tested these playstyle perks yet, and so I need like a quick, like a cheat basically. Um, and I have one for just giving a perk. Uh, oh no, I do have one already. I should have just checked. Now I feel silly. Anytime. All right, so I can go game. Yes, yes. Give a perk point. And playstyle perk point. And then I'm gonna check again. I have all the stuff I need. So I'm gonna go over to playstyle perks here. Stop force. Take that. I'm gonna check and make sure I actually have it. I do. And I do not appear to be doing more damage. So that's curious. So I mean, I can just go to, because I have this open. All right, let's take a look at the debug log. So damage is 19 coming into this function. And then modified. Kind of seems like it's been optimized away. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So I might just do a step forward. Hmm. Really froze up my debugger, so I'm just going to do a step out. Modified yet? No. Oh my goodness. Come on. Same damage. So something is not. Um, what's Okay. I guess I'm testing too many things at once. So what I should do here before anything else is I should just make sure this works. And people said it did, but just for my own sanity, I should actually just check that. Like I should just try adding like 100 damage. Just like too big a number. And then go back in and hit this zombie and see how much damage I do. And then because it might just be that my function isn't working, which should have been the first thing I checked. But if this doesn't work, I'll try 999. I'll make sure. I'll see if that works. Okay. All right, 76. That looks pretty correct. I had 100. Okay, so it's just my math function that isn't working. That's okay. I'm gonna have to figure it out. So let's make like a test EOC of some kind. Just add one below here. Yeah, I thought it did, but I just just trying everything in order of easiest to hardest, and so to fix on my end. So yeah, I didn't mean to doubt you. Just wanted to make sure um that it was good. Uh, I can probably just debug this. Let's try and debug it inline. That makes more sense than me writing out a bunch of fancy stuff for it. So yeah, it's optimized away. Maybe I won't be able to, but I guess I can go to here. This will work too. Put some breakpoints in, see if we find them. Yeah, obviously finding that one down. Once more, we need a zombie. Or I wonder if it's just bugging out because I did the. I set it to character. Second go. Is it in this file? Hmm. I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna try this and then I can think about what it might be if not that in a sec. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. So that seems fine. Oh, my dog wants attention. Okay. Hi. Excuse me? Once more. A zombie. It doesn't really matter what it is because I'm invisible, so. You are also not triggering the stuff. Hey. Hi. Hello. My dog's being very needy. Here. Oh no. No, she's gonna leave. She knows. That's alright. Oh, I think that my dog actually needs to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to take a little break. I think if I hit this button, it'll work. Hey, there we go. So I'll see everyone in a few. Alright, I'm back. So, I think what I want to do is get rid of this. Because I have a bit of a suspicion that maybe this is something to do with the fact that I'm trying to do it in an enchantment. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit build. And I am going to add a thing. This is what I get for not writing unit tests as I go, which is something I normally do, but avoided in this case because it's not very fun to see me compiling back and forth to get unit tests working, but it's also not very fun to watch me just try and get this working either. Oh, it's because it's doing the enchantment stuff. Okay, so it is something to do with enchantments. That is what's breaking, at least partially. So I'm going to leave that here, and I'm going to see if my just like test EOC will fire, because that'll be a good check of what's going on. It's funny too. I always feel like the ones of these that take me the longest time, or I get stumped the most on, are the ones that happen when I'm recording. Like I did, I always trial run something like this to make sure I'm gonna like know and hit all the highlights and stuff like that. And then I end up making it a complicated enough thing that I get in the weeds, and then just run into some problems. Test armor. Okay, it worked. And so for this, I wrote it into a global variable. So I just want to write all the global variables out. And then I'm going to just open up that file here. And this test file does come out to 0. So the question is, does it always come to 0? Should have just done this the right way the first time. So I'm now just running into illustration. Okay, so Avatar does have a talker. Okay, so just do. Okay, it doesn't have a thing. Okay, this works for other stuff, I guess. Um, hmm, so confused as to why this is not working. Oh, that is what uh, this does. The D dot actor and then beta, and so this so like the scope that's getting passed in is to figure out if it's talk or like if it's referring to the beta or the alpha actor, and so that shouldn't be the problem. Like like similar stuff's happening for exactly for Pain Eval down here, where it sets the beta. I think the issue is there's just no alpha talker for these, but I think the player always is that. I guess I can just go like data vector. Well, I'll just force it to be the alpha talker for now. I'll try it one more time. It's very curious. This is not working. Um, I did not expect to spend all this time on this. No, it does have an alpha talker for even these enchantments, because otherwise it wouldn't this stuff wouldn't evaluate, right? Um, so I'm really at a loss. This was still 0. So it's still not good. So odd. We decided to make it constant? Is that it? Doesn't That doesn't make much sense, but some privilege. Mm, I might give this a few more tries, try and figure it out, and if not, I'm gonna probably tap out. This isn't entertaining to watch. It's not particularly informative, and I'll sleep on it, and then it'll come to me immediately tomorrow, and I'll solve it. And then I'll put up the PR with all the stuff for it, so that the exact code needed can be will be there. Games, wait, test DOC. And the test DOC gives a value of still 0. Okay. What if I just... No, that'll require a big compile. This should work. It's odd that it isn't working. But the way I could fix this, and I might have to, is to actually just write a new function in here. So these are all the talker functions that like the different talker types can overload. And so presumably I can do like in talker avatar can do oh, okay. So yeah, it also supports talker character. And so I guess in talker character I could add all of the code required. Like override the base stuff. And that should work. Okay. Yeah, but for now, it seems like I'm not making any real headway on this. Unfortunately. I feel like we're very close. I really can't immediately pick out what is wrong with this. Um, and so, uh, yeah, and I mean, obviously, there's lots of easier stuff that could be done with this too, instead of um, going through all the hassle that I'm doing right here. But yeah, maybe I will just have to do a wrapper function. Um, well, I'm gonna do it right now, just because spinning out otherwise, and I can just um, figure it out, and then I won't compile it right now. I'll just kind of end the stream on this is the way you could do this if you wanted to. So, um, armor at. Then I want the damage type ID. And the body per ID. And so this is the base talker. And so in general, like so for example, for a computer or a monster or something that doesn't have body parts, you wanna always return 0. And so then in talker character over here, I can override that. And so where did I put those close to? I want to kind of keep them together. So I want to instead have it be, and it's a double, actually. Const, and we want this to be an override as well, because we're overriding the parent class. Damage type BT, but part BP. Turn. Okay. I do need those addresses there. And then I will define this in target character. And it is just going to look like what I just tried to cast for in here. And so it's basically going to be this. Just with these set up perfectly. Why would you be on the phone? Oh, I'm set up in cons. Well, I don't want to be in cons. Oh, yes, it may. Okay, and that should just return the correct double, and so then in the actual parser, I would just get rid of all of this junk, and I would just do very similar to this line below, because I'm now just calling on the actor itself, the talker, as opposed to doing that cast, which was not working. And so everything that isn't a character will just get that 0 that I set up originally. And then the... oh, I do have to cast these. I can't just leave them as strings. Oh, right, because they're addresses. My bad. Uh, so let's get rid of the address bit. That is... No, everything else is set up as an address, so I'll do it. Cool. Okay. And so, after a bunch of being confused as to why the casting wasn't working, I'm, I don't know, like 90% sure this should just work, because we've now set a specific talker function for this. And so I was trying to avoid that because it's like an extra step of complexity, but with it, it should for sure work because we have this character-defined talker accessor. Got the base one that just returns nothing. And so I guess I'm going to probably tap out there. There's a lot of dead air in this one, but I mean that happens. I quietly got a lot of the perks mod overhaul stuff done, which is great because I really wanted to get that done. And so for now, I'm gonna say thank you for anyone that's tuning in during the week. I'll post the link to the PR with the details for this when it is up. Everyone have a good day.